Hello, my name is Dylan Prinz. Today I'm going to go over something I'm very interested in. It's a big part of my life. I'm in the United States Navy Reserve, so uniforms and rank are very important to me, and also it's very important to me because it's something I have to exercise every time I go onto base and everything like that. Uniforms are more of a basic kind of transition, but rank recognition is very important. Because if you don't know who you're addressing, you could be talking to them disrespectfully or not gesturing them the right way. So it's very important to know these things. Today I'm going to go over the enlisted ranks, the officer ranks, and some of the basic uniforms that Navy and commissioned sailors, which are officers in the Navy, wear on their while they're working. First I'll go over the E1 through E9, which is the enlisted ranks. The first rank is Seaman Recruit. Seaman Recruit doesn't have any insignia because they're pretty much in a role where they're not really given the respect yet of wearing a rank. You have to earn it, kind of thing. That's what you get when you first go to boot camp. So everybody starts out as a Seaman Recruit no matter what the situation is, even though they'll get advanced towards the end of boot camp or something like that. But the next rank is E2, which is Seaman Apprentice. Seaman Apprentice is a pretty basic design. It's two diagonal lines right here, which pretty much means you transition, you earn that rank within 9 months of becoming a Seaman Recruit. So 9 months from then, unless you're in a special program, you'll get advanced earlier, but 9 months to E1 to E2. The next rank is Seaman, which is right here, which is just adding another diagonal line. This is also another 9 months from Seaman Recruit to Seaman, so taking you 9 months to advance to the next rate. And from E3 to E4 it becomes a little trickier to get advanced. At this point you have to start taking the tests and doing good on the test compared to everybody else did in order to get advanced. E4, that rank is Petty Officer 3rd Class, which I'm currently at. That's my rank in the Navy, which is a perched crow over a chevron. It's pretty basic. And after that, you start going into deeper waters. It's from E4 to E5 is a year. E4 to E5 is a year in advancement time. So you have to wait a year before you can start testing for it, and you're not guaranteed to get advanced in that next year. It's just that's when you can take the test, when you're test eligible to go. And then after that you can which is E5, like I said, which is another perched crow with 2 chevrons under it, which is a Petty Officer 2nd Class. Which that's a very important rank in the Navy because they handle a lot of the workload between the junior enlisted and the upper enlisted. So they're very big in communicating. They're sometimes called the shellback of the Navy. Next would be the Petty Officer 1st Class, which is the perched eagle, perched crow with 3 chevrons. See, 1, 2, and 3. After that, it starts advancing. It becomes much harder to do. Becoming a Chief Petty Officer, if you want to stay enlisted and not go officer eventually, Chief is where you want to be because that's one of the best jobs in the world. You're respected by everybody in the Navy because they know you worked your butt off to get to where you were. So from E6 to E7 is a 2-year wait time to test. To be able to test for it. You test, then you become board eligible, which means that you have to go up on a board and get selected to be a chief. So it's pretty limited fraternity that you can be a part of. But the first chief rank is Chief Petty Officer. Right there. So it's a gold anchor with a USN across the middle of it. Then after that, you would try and be going for the next part of becoming a chief, which is becoming a Senior Chief Petty Officer, which takes a bit longer to become eligible after becoming a chief. Which the rank here, as you can see, what you add from the first anchor is you add a silver star on top for a senior chief petty officer. And then the last rank you can become, well, last technical rank you can become in enlisted is Master Chief Petty Officer, which is a very, very prestigious position in the Navy. Not many people ever get to reach that part of their career, so it's a very impressive thing to be able to accomplish. And that would be the anchor. Instead of having the 1 star like on top, there's the 2 stars. Becoming a Master Chief Petty Officer usually takes most people probably 12 to 16 years in the Navy at least to become that rank. Now I'll move on to the commissioned officer rank system. Being a commissioned officer is slightly different than becoming enlisted. The first 3 are like enlisted, where you can get it all based on time, which is true. But all you have to do is get a bachelor's degree. You don't have to go to boot camp or anything. You get a bachelor's degree, then you go to a 2-week program, and then you become a commissioned officer in the reserve at least. Okay, so starting off with the first rank, 01, would be an ensign, which I also call a butter bar because it's a single gold bar, which almost looks like a bar of butter. So, and then from 9 months from there, you'd become, if eligible, you'd become a lieutenant junior grade, which is a single silver bar. And then after that, the next 9 months to a year, or whatever it is, you'd become a lieutenant, which is 2 silver bars. Like that. The thing about the officer rank, which is pretty interesting, the way to remember things like that would be gold before silver, because the rank, there's a few of them that have gold and silver right after each other, but you always remember the gold's before silver in this scheme, as pointed out in my next one. Alright, and then after that, after 03 lieutenant, you'd go to 04 lieutenant commander, which is a gold leaf. And they say to become a lieutenant commander, you minimally have to have a master's degree, usually to get advanced to be competitive. Then after that, you'd go to commander, which is a silver leaf. Like I said, the gold before silver. Then after that, a very important role. This is where your leadership skills are very important. After this, after 05, where the commander is. Because once you're in 06, which is a captain, you can run your own command. You can be in charge of your own command and over a lot of sailors. Here we go. So an 06 is a perched eagle, like that right there, and it has a shield in the middle, which is an awesome position. Most captains are super nice. But they are pretty strict at the same time, though. They have to do their job, but they run the command, and they pretty much like a store manager. They manage everything. They pretty much delegate all their power down the chain of command. But then the next, this is where the ranking gets a little bit easier to recognize because it's all stars. So the first 07 in this line is a rear admiral lower half, which is a single silver star. And this is where it's more brass, where these guys usually these officers usually work in Washington D.C. and have like desk jobs where they're over more than like one unit. They're over a lot at the same time. So, and this next is a rear admiral upper half, which is 2 stars. The 2-star comparable to the generals in the Army. That's what it'd be like. Which is an 08. And 09 is a vice admiral, which is a 3-star. And then there's only one admiral in the Navy at one time, and he would have 4 stars. So that's the main part of the rank system. Next, I'll go over a couple of the uniforms that are pretty basic for the Navy. All right, these are the enlisted uniforms. The top one is the Navy service uniform, which they call peanut butters. It has like a peanut butter colored shirt, like a khaki shirt with black pants. That's what you would wear if you are E1 through E5. Oh no, E1 through E6. first class petty officer all the way down to seaman recruit would wear that uniform. And then for E1 to E6 you'd wear the Navy dress uniform, which is all white, and you wear a neckerchief around the neck, and all your rank stuff is on your sleeve. But compared to the officer or chief and officer uniform, you're not going to have the they're not going to have the kind of cape-like thing on the back of it, which is pretty cool for Navy history if you would like to know. That little pocket right there is for back when the old sailors used to be on the ship for a very long time, their hair would have to grow longer, and that'd be to lay their hair on to catch the grease, so it wouldn't get all over their uniforms. That's the basic enlisted uniforms. And the chief officer service uniform, it would look like that. It's an all khaki uniform. So instead of wearing the black and khakis, it's all khaki. So then the dress uniform, as you can tell, it's pretty different from the E6 and below uniform. For chiefs and officers, they wear all white, and it's a button-up kind of jacket, and it has their covers, which is a hat, are much different than we wear. We wear like the beret kind of hat, and they wear more of like a regular officer chief kind of hat. So it's all white, and then this would be comparable if it was the dress blue uniform instead of be just a dark blue color. So that's the main difference there. So I've gone over why this is important in rank recognition and uniforms. It's just a big part of Navy life to know all these things, and military life in general also. I mean, if you know if it's an officer, you salute. If you know as a chief or a first class, you know how to address them. You say, "Hey, excuse me, petty officer. Excuse me, chief. Yes, ma'am. No, sir." That kind of stuff. It's very important in Navy life. And thank you for your time.